Three, two, one. Let's go. Hey, yeah, we're back. Oh my God. I don't know if I'm gonna post that first video. I it's probably up. It's probably up. Uh, it's so bad. I was trying too hard, way too hard. And I came up with a solution. You see, I'm not even trying. I'm not I'm this is me being casual. Yes. Well, I'm listening to some music, not even trying to be entertaining. Yes, that this is the way. Yes, this is the way. Um, so I had some time and I decided to draw for a little bit because I haven't drawn for a while. And yeah, even though it's not a lot of time, I think it's yeah, I want to get more comfortable with not having the most amount of time. Because it's not realistic to expect to have an hour of free time. And I know that's true for a lot of people, and it's really frustrating. So, I mean, yeah, I'm sure you guys can relate. Uh, this is I guess it's kind of a warm up. Yeah, everything so far is kind of a warm up. Uh, yeah, I was feeling very loose today. I think it was pretty good, pretty good. Uh, yeah, I'm pretty happy with how I drew. Usually, I'm not or haven't been lately. Um, but I think partly it was partially because I I yeah I think part of it had to do with the limitation I had. I only gave myself what, like 20 or so minutes or 25 maybe. And yeah, so I didn't really have time to be like, oh my God, this looks trash. Like, stop, stop drawing. And like, dude, it's over. Like, oh no, like I can't fix this. But yeah, I was not thinking that much, which is good. Um, sometimes you thinking is good. It's alright. Um, but but when it comes to just drawing for yourself and having something to do, and just trying to get back into it, thinking overrated. You don't need to think. Thinking is for people who are losers, and you don't want to be a loser. So stop thinking. Um, yeah, and I mean, there were some thoughts like at this point. I remember I was thinking like, oh my God, it, it looks very off, and yeah, it doesn't look feminine at all. It was kind of the reference photo. Um, a brownie points. If you can find it. I'll be very impressed. But there's a picture of a lady on Pinterest going like, "Ha!" in a dress. Oh my God, I feel like I probably sound completely different from that first recording. I was so scared. This is so scary. I think I'm yeah, I'm still not thinking. My IQ is probably a solid two, solid two. Um, but yeah, I think right here I kind of noticed. I checked the proportions and I noticed, the reason it looked kind of stiff was because um the the foot was way too outward to the right, and it made her look, in a static uh position. Oh, I think I got bored. I just started scribbling. What the heck? Um, but continuing off of what I was trying to say, um, yeah, I think. Oh, quick tip. Yeah. So if your figure is if their legs or they're grounded in a balanced way and like are symmetrical, typically those things I think convey a sense of stability and not that much dynamism. The word. Um, and yeah, the reason it might look more uh, realistic or like dynamic is if uh, you just try if you want to make the figures look more dynamic. Try checking if uh, your figure is when you're drawing, is it balanced? Um, you know, is it symmetrical? If it is, how can I um, pose this figure in a way that makes sense? This is okay. I felt like I had something good going on, and then I completely dropped. I hope someone got something out of it. Just like, yeah, uh, yes, symmetry is no move. Yes, yes, today is uh, yeah, I'm, I'm definitely uh, not the smartest. Uh, but yeah, I was really surprised. I usually kind of get sick of trying to make stuff out of my imagination, especially if it's off a scribble. They typically just kind of look very generic. And yeah, it does look pretty generic. When it first started, it looked like the that little beak, that little scribble right there that I'm erasing right now. Um, it looked like, like those cartoon faces uh where they're like, meh, yeah. And at this point, yeah, I was like, dude, anime, let's do that. I don't want to do realistic because it's kind of boring. Not that my portraits are that realistic, anyways. They're just boring. But I'm so hard on myself. That's what everyone says around me. I think I'm a lot better now. You know, me talking and is probably a sign of that. For me, I think you can be the judge of that, even though you don't know me at all. Oh, I gave up, or I was like, yeah, this is boring again. Yeah, I think this is the way you have fun. You do stuff until you get bored and you just draw other stuff. You don't try to finish things because finishing things, rendering, honestly, is actually, I don't know. I don't think I really know how. I feel like I can enjoy rendering, but I was always just like the person always in like tutorial hell. Is that what they say? Uh, where I was just like, oh, fundamentals, still life. I'm not good enough to draw my own comic or whatever. But yeah, that's dumb. It's very dumb. Don't do that. Or it's okay. It's not the worst thing. It's better than not drawing at all and being like, oh, I'm just not a very creative person. And they probably hate themselves too. They smell bad. Um, so yeah, I started drawing stuff that I actually care about, which is uh cute anime boys. Let's get it. Woo! Um, yeah, I'm literally just copying off of a manga. I'll reveal it sometime in the next video, and you can't skip to it because I just came up with a genius plan. You won't be able to seek it unless someone timestamps it. But nah, you guys, nah, dude, I'm too smart. Uh, but yeah, I always sucked at drawing, in this type of style. I hate people saying anime style. Ugh, I feel more like a weeb already. Um, not that there's anything wrong with being a weeb. It's just that you guys are losers. Not that I'm a weeb at all. Um, but man, this is such a good manga. Oh my god. Ha, I bet you're real interested, and the real fans will know, even from my stupid copy, maybe. Um, but yeah, uh, I was just really surprised. Oh, and I had a genius thought. I was like, when I was when I first started drawing this, I usually don't really draw the face because you know what they say to beginners, like work big to small, get the whole figure before you go into details and stuff. But then I thought like I think so like it's psychology 101 that or for I guess art psychology. Eh, Eyes, there's a reason, you know, anime eyes are big. It's not well, there are other reasons, but like the reason it works, I think, is because you know, you've probably heard this somewhere else from someone smarter than me and better than me. Um, but yeah, people really, really uh, are we're just programmed to pay attention to things that look like eyes and faces because that's how we communicate. And if you can't do that, um, it's kind of rough. So I was like, oh, so if I apply that to uh, viewer retention, uh, you know, I it would it would it would it would help you guys be less bored because I definitely can't hold your guys' attention by myself. I need to lie and I need to cheat and I don't like how I eyelashes. But he's already looking pretty cute. Um, yeah, I'm so surprised. Actually, this might be like the first. No, it's not the first. It's one of those very rare occasions where it kind of turns out okay. I'm being humble. It turned out amazing because you should have seen the stuff that I've made before. That is terrible. Uh, I think drawing anime might be the hardest style just because of how hard it is to get through the cringe, the cringy phase. Oh, and here I kind of usually I just I literally only use pencil because me and fundamentals, right? Trying out other mediums, that's for people who are lazy and don't want to get better. That's what I thought, kind of in my head, uh, or how I felt. I knew it was like dumb, pretty sure. Anyways, yeah. So like because I always just use a pencil, I'm very weak in areas such as color and painting and that type of thing. And yeah, it's so tedious to try to fill in something with a pencil. And I don't really know how to do, the basic digital artist thing where you're like, oh, do the line art. And then I always look down on that, but so I can't do it. Yep, I'm just jealous. I'll get there eventually. Uh, but yeah, I never like. I think one thing that held me back or held a lot of the drawings back, or yeah, what was missing a lot of times was contrast. Um, I mean, I you can create contrast with through rhythm of the lines, having areas of a lot of complexity and a lot of like open space. The face being one example where you don't. It's a lot of the times people tend to, and it tends to look better the more simplified it is, even if it's like a realistic uh, portrait. People always talk about shapes, uh, like certain people with swoopy hair and a little plant on their head. Um, but yeah, so I never like. I think I realized that a lot of the reason like manga art looked so cool was I guess uh I think it was part of like the fills they do, just like the bold shadows and stuff. It really it's a lot more eye grabbing than just like a sketch. One day, one of these days, in the future, someday is no day or never. That's what they say. Always and never. I don't like saying someday. Someday, I don't care. Someday I'm about to start making a web comic. Maybe that would be cool. I think that's pretty cool. I don't like any web comics though. I honestly I don't. I think there's a lot of them are kind of trash. Uh, and that's like where no, yeah, you're going down. Yeah, recommend me some stuff. I actually maybe you guys can change my mind. Uh, Scamboli, that came to my mind. Uh, so yeah, I don't like the faux and vertical scrolling. I think I want to, make a traditional Japanese paneled layout manga. And yeah, I don't like rendering things, so that's gonna be it because that's boring. And I only had like 5 minutes or something. Uh, yeah. Uh, oh my God, I'm so much for talking. You guys might think that I'm an extrovert, maybe. Dang, that's kind of crazy to think about. Probably not though. Um, wow, yeah. Um, yeah, and then I chose different panel. Um, yeah, Chibi, Chisai, Chisai no Ito. Uh, that was a mistake. I always, oh yeah, these eyes. A lot of the times, I always try to put the face in perspective or whatever, and yeah, it's better, or I think it's a lot more pleasing when you're trying to use a more trying to convey like a very simple, more abstract, cartoony, more innocent or like immature, childish kind of style. I'm not saying I'm not trying to hate on any draws like this. I love uh, dude, so cute. Um, but uh, yeah, usually, uh, you know, uh, because they're either drawn more simply, uh, perspective, especially when it comes to like, I guess more complex subjects, doesn't really translate well the more abstract it is. And I think, it you start to use symbols, abstractions. Um, I still have a habit of putting the eyes too high, because that's how normal people look if they're not babies. Uh, yeah. So right there, left side, left head. Um, man, this ship is man shipping. Oh, this is where it ends. Oh shoot. Oh, I'm running out of time. No. No. Uh, left side straight. Other side curved. Yes. Yes. And is that it? Or I have 5 seconds. Uh, oh. Uh, yeah.